Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the BG Show. So I'm here to do an Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom review. I'll start with my non-spoiler thoughts first. It's kind of crazy we're here, end of the DCEU. Of course they're going to reboot with Superman Legacy July 25, but this is the end of the line. It's crazy. It's been over 10 years, I think. 2013, I believe, was Man of Steel. And this is the end of the line. Really, not that much fanfare. This movie, really the most attention this movie got was the Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp. And so I guess I'll start with that. She's in this movie. You can tell they cut some scenes, they made some changes, but overall she's in this movie. Definitely in a clunky way. She's like kind of almost ancillary around it, but not in a tremendous way. This movie wasn't bad. It was a solid movie. I think it's a solid action movie. I think it'll do better in the box office than people think. It was a pretty healthy crowd, especially for a 3 o'clock on a Thursday, for a movie that doesn't have much juice. I think it's paced pretty well. It was actually moving much better than I thought it would. I wasn't nearly as bored as I was in the first movie, possibly because of expectations. But the difference between a 2-hour and a 2-hour 20-minute movie is huge. It really is massive. I think it's honestly potentially one of the biggest differences in movies is the difference between 2 hours and 220. You really feel it. Patrick Wilson, I thought, was really good in this movie. He's in amazing shape. Respect to him. I don't care if you're in the worst movie ever. If you're in an action movie and you have a main role, you gotta show up in shape. Show up as big as you can. So many actors are not doing that. Not to throw any guys under the bus, but Namor specifically. So this movie, it doesn't really reinvent the wheel. It has a lot of subplots that we've seen before. A lot of the sets are hilariously, you can tell they're sets. They almost look like Spy Kids. It comes off as a very late 90s action movie, which is actually a good thing in times. So I think this is a great movie to watch from home. On Max when it comes out, just for like as your movie night, any day of the week. It's 2 hours. It's not too long. There's some humor. It'll land for some people. It won't for other people. But again, this movie I think will be forgotten. I think it's better than Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it's better than Ant-Man 3. I don't think it's better than Doctor Strange 2. So I think that's kind of where I'd rank it in terms of the newer Marvel movies. It's underwater stuff. I think it's probably as good, maybe slightly worse. The Atlantis stuff I don't love, just like I didn't love in the first movie. Probably worse than the stuff in Black Panther 2 and Talokan. Momoa at this point just doesn't act. He is who he is. He has a pretty good rapport with the rest of the cast. This movie I don't have any hot takes for this movie. It was pretty solid. It wasn't too bad. It's not leading anywhere. It's just a solid movie. I arguably maybe like it at times better than the first one just because it's way less clunky. It doesn't have Willem Dafoe. The thing that I hate that it does is that it does a recap at the beginning of the movie, which, if you're DC, this is the problem with DC, is they always are embarrassed of themselves. Just make your movie. Assume people saw the first one. If they haven't seen it, just continue with your story. You don't have to do a recap, a narrated recap. I just hate stuff like that. So overall, I'm going to give this movie, I think I'm going to give this movie about a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. It's a pretty good movie. It's not a great movie. Like I said, I don't have many hot takes. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's just a superhero movie. It's a pretty good action movie. The suit is awesome. I think the suit's really, really cool, like you see in the picture here. I think he looks cool. No nod to the DC universe at all. No nod to the DCU. Nothing about Batman, Superman, the Justice League. Nothing. No cameos. I don't believe any post-credit scenes. So that's it. That's DCU. Maybe I'll do kind of a recap. And I actually have a ranking I'm going to post of all the DCU movies. So I'm going to do a spoiler review now. This is my non-spoiler review. Thanks, guys, for watching. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.